Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Whoa, Jay, what?
I just pulled up a recent pic
Of
my boy.
who
Just
is?
kidding. Of your boy, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Your bro.
My B-fry.
Your B-fry.
Look, you have one dinner and you're not bros, all right?
Right.
It's not like he put his hands on me.
You always
I
do
wish.
that shit to me, though.
wish.
Your boy.
Boy,
your
dude,
girl.
Yeah, I did have dinner with him. That's true. I had one dinner with him. He wasn't friendly. He was a terrible person.
Yeah.
Have I told this story before?
I'm sure. We don't have enough time.
He had a $100,000 prostitute with him that he took to dinner.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You did.
Yeah,
I've never heard this story.
$100,000.
You know what I call that?
Day.
What do you call that? I call that a wife.
Well, hang on. Hi-yo.
Joel,
Yeah. Boink, boink, boink. I wish we had a Benny Hill theme song to play.
Yeah.
It would be amazing, but so that's how I found out Giorgio was. I knew who his wife was, and I looked at my buddy who we were with, and I go, I've never met his wife in real life, but it doesn't look like his wife. And he goes, oh yeah, it's because it's not, and she's rented. And I was like, man.
My poor brain can't even imagine what that would get me.
So I can tell you what it gets you. The perfect person where you're just like, she looked like Melania Trump.
Silence, though. Like, she's not going to say anything.
She didn't say one word the entire dinner.
But she's not going to tell. She's not going to be a snitch.
Nope. And I don't even know if she spoke English.
So she's going to pretend to like my Japanese anime?
Maybe.
All of it.
Maybe. We were in France, and holy shit. I didn't know, by the way. It wasn't, my buddy was doing this movie, and he goes, hey, come and have dinner, and we're going to go to this thing afterwards. I was like, all right, cool. So we go to dinner, and I was like, this is who we're having dinner with? And I was like, this is kind of weird. The people at that table was DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx's sister, and then Weinstein, this prostitute, and then a couple other like high-powered investors. And it was the oddest thing of all time, and he didn't say that much to any of us. He spoke to Jamie Foxx, but he definitely didn't talk to me. But this prostitute that was $100,000 was worth pretty much every penny. It looked like Melania Trump, essentially. We were just like, holy shit, this doesn't even look like a real person in front of me. It's almost too much. I think the pressure would be too high for everyone. You know?
I know. You were probably like, ew.
I was.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're like,
gross.
she's too good looking. Ew.
You ever seen a dude that's too good looking in real life?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, who is that for you? Where you were just like, holy shit, dude.
Oh,
that's
in
too
real
much.
life,
Yeah,
in real life,
yeah.
I don't know.
Just one, like, was there one person that you were just like, that's too good, like that person's too perfect. It doesn't even seem like a real person. It seems like a doll baby or something where you're just like, I can't.
No, not in real life.
Really? Not one dude where you're just like, Jesus
like
Christ,
a famous dude?
Stop it. Anybody.
Oh,
Anyone.
yeah. If there was someone in LA that someone was dating and it was like blonde. I don't like a blonde Ken looking.
Right, like Delco?
No, like a for real, like,
Yeah. Like a real blonde. Yeah.
like a real blonde.
Sure.
With like blue eyes and like, you're like,
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
Gotcha.
It's too pretty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm the same, where it was like, it was too much. And I understand that this woman could be on the cover of every magazine forever and all that other stuff, but in real life, you're just like, that's a little too much. None of it feels real. Sex would probably not, it'd be boring, where you're just like, all right, cool. When you look like that, you don't have to work for anything your whole life, so you're just kind of, like you call it with DiCaprio. You always say he's starfishing all the time.
He is, and it's just it's widely reported and known.
Right.
But that he's starfish because he can.
He can, and it doesn't really matter. And blah,
He's
blah,
on
blah.
his phone. I think he's had ear pods in at a certain point during
He is
blowjobs.
multitasking. He is a very
Yeah. Because he can. And because he's Leonardo DiCaprio, like, no one has come out and, like, Me Too'd about it. They just are kind of like, that's what it's like. If you want to do that, if you want to be with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Here's the real sitch,
that's
though.
what you've got to do.
I've had dinner with him twice now, and my buddy did a full movie. I mean, so he spent fucking 5 months with him. And I was like, what's it like in real life? And he was like, man, women just throw themselves at him. He's like, he doesn't try.
Yeah.
He's totally unassuming. And if he's going out for like a dinner, it'll be in like some private thing where you're like, dude, this one place we went, I didn't even know it existed. There was only like 4 of us, and I was like, holy shit. So it wasn't like he was trying or going to like Mr. Chow's or, like a paparazzi place or, and then just anywhere that guy goes, it's just pussy where you're just like, all right, man. I mean, there's no Me Too to be had there for that guy.
Well, that's what I mean, where it's like, I think if it was someone else or he wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio, it would be like he was on his phone and had his ear pods in.
But that's just a funny story.
And pushed my head down to his dick. And you're like, yeah, that's Leo, right? Like, that's life with Leo. That'd be a fun sitcom.
Like, well, he was on one.
Life with Leo.
He was on Growing Pains with Boner.
He was
Boner.
homeless.
Richard T. Stabone. He was the homeless kid on Growing Pains. He was great in it, by the way.
Right.
But that guy doesn't have to try, whereas like Weinstein is on trial right now. And even though he's Weinstein, like in real life, he's just as ugly as they portray. I know people are looking at these pictures right now going, ugh, gross, or whatever. It's not like he never not looked like this in real life. Like the last time that dinner took place in 2011, and he looked just as ugly as he does in courts. He's a little paler because he's not seeing the sun, but there is no sexing up this person whatsoever. Now, the trial that is going on in Los Angeles is starting to get real dark here because they're talking about his testicles, which now this I've heard the story on, but I didn't really understand what the story was, and then we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into Harvey Weinstein's beanbag today. All right? We're going to get into his testicles. And if you're at home and you're eating or about to start an egg salad, Sammy, for yourself, maybe put that down or just check back into this some other time. You know? Maybe listen on audio later when you're going on a run. Maybe now isn't the time for you. Because it's going to get graphic today. Why? Because our other shows are on Patreon. We just don't care anymore. And it's fun. We can have some fun things now and not really have to matter because all of you guys have donated to Patreon. And we're halfway to our goal already in like a week.
Well, this sounds like the perfect time to cut in.
It is.
Before it gets too dark.
Yep.
I always like to cut in and shout out these people who give us
Please do.
way too much money. First of all, KTD.
Yep.
Thank you for keeping it easy for me. 3 simple letters. Gave us that full year at the Rescue 16 level.
There you go.
goodness.
Thank you.
Oh my
On Patreon.
Scott,
Drinking Bros Podcast on Patreon.
You
yes.
rich?
Josh T.
You
Timothy
rich?
Torpy. Cameron Berryhill.
You
Larry
rich?
Kettle.
There we go.
Dan Ray.
Yes.
Pickle Rick with an exclamation point.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out for an interesting name.
Hell yeah.
And an avatar. Kenneth Waters with a U. I hope I'm saying that right.
Down by the waters.
Yeah.
They call him.
Noah Barta.
Yes.
Our favorite, Roggle.
Roggle's in there.
Roggle.
Roggle Hamilton.
Rogel Hamilton. Andrew Grill. Hope he's grilling up.
Yeah.
Matt McKinley, Kenneth Witowski, Travis Adams, Michael Jones, and AG the Third, which I hope is a shout out to Keen Egg on the Third, House of Dragons fan, which
There we
probably
go.
not.
Maybe. I'll side with you on that one. I think it might be. I think it might be.
Stretch.
Rich nerd.
Yeah, so we're more than halfway to our goal on Patreon. We have until Christmas. Excuse me. Oh boy, I get a little choked. I get so excited. I get a little choked up. We're more than halfway to our goal on Patreon. Go to Drinking Bros Podcast and subscribe. We've got new live shows every single day. I can proudly say this: we're the only show on all of Patreon that is going video every single day live on Patreon, which is pretty fucking rad. Usually you just get like one show or whatever it is. We're going live every single day on there for video, and it's awesome. But look, in 2 days, the Harvey Weinstein testicle story will be smashed.
Right.
Pun intended. I'm
Right.
going to let that hang there. So we're doing it here now because we don't have to care anymore. So
We're going to let that dangle. The headline, more women are being forced to describe Harvey Weinstein's deformed genitalia.
yes.
Forced. They're forced again.
So, okay. Now, what they're saying is that he had unique things about his body, including his testicles, and they're describing the sexual assaults. What one of the women said was, what I'm referring to is the result of a surgery that the defendant had in 1999. Okay, so he's 70 now, so that was 21 years ago. He would have been 49 years old at that point because he had an infection. His testicles were actually taken from his scrotum and put into his inner thighs. Now, that I've never heard of in my entire life. Not once.
Wait, what?
Not once have I heard somebody's testicles removed from their scrotum and put into their inner thighs.
One on each with like a stretch in the middle, like two on one side.
I don't know. How does that work? How does that work? By the way, if they're here to measure the lights, they can just walk around. Let them know that. It's fine.
I think they're... Yeah, okay. Joel's got it.
Either way, they can walk around the back. We're fine.
By the way, I just want to say the headlines that this is producing.
Yep.
Page 6, I mean, just perfect, especially for our sort of clickbaity, listicle internet age.
Yep.
Harvey Weinstein's deformed penis explained.
Great. The disease, by the way, that he had, or the infection, was known as a form of gangrene.
How does one get gangrene on
this
your
day and
testicle
age.
and
What
dick?
year is it?
Right, well, but that's the thing. So we're going back here to 99, all right? Now, in 99, if Weinstein's career, he is fucking reaching the pinnacle. So at this point, both the Tarantino movies are up. Pulp Fiction's out, right? Reservoir Dogs is out. Good Will Hunting is out. Clerks is out. I mean, he is mega the guy in Hollywood, right? So it's not like he was poor, living in a fucking jungle on a goddamn piece of cardboard with his dick and balls splayed out where like snakes or mosquitoes or foreign fucking insects were crawling all over his penis and balls all night long. And it was like, oh my God. He wasn't running for his life from a lion in the Amazon or something like that, where you're just like,
Well, this is how
whoa.
disgusting it actually is.
So here's
no.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Is that it?
Whoa,
No.
Is that him?
This is Fournier's gangrene. This is a picture of
This
his.
is a picture of
Oh!
someone else with this. Now listen.
Rob.
No.
So how you
no,
get it?
no.
I know you're talking about flies flying around and stuff like this. So you get it from a bacteria enters through a cut or scratch on your genitals. So you have a cut or scratch. You're
Okay.
disgusting. You're Harvey Weinstein.
Sure.
And some kind of bacteria that's just chilling there
Yep.
goes through some kind of cut anywhere around there
Yeah.
and into your bloodstream.
So I actually have a before picture.
Oh, is that his?
No, but this is
No.
what it looks like before you get surgery, and this is, I guess, during surgery.
Nope. So remove that from the screen. We will physically not be able to do the show. I can't look at that. There is a couple things in the history of the show. Between all the shows, I've done 3,000
It all
plus
comes from
episodes.
Bob, by the way.
It all does, and I can't look at that. So you're
It's
gonna have
his
to take that
favorite
off
thing
today.
to do to you, Ross.
Yeah, leave the $300,000 electric Cadillac up on the screen. That's fine.
That thing's sick.
It is sick. And if you have $300K, you can get it in 20 years.
That looks like the Batmobile.
Sure does. But with this, I don't know why the balls were put inside the thighs unless it was to save them and then continue on getting ejaculation from your penis. Like, how does that work exactly with putting... I've never heard testicles inserted into your thighs. And then how do you wear pants?
Well, Bob, do you have a picture of that happening?
No. Sure don't.
Well, I mean, that he can't be the only one that got that procedure from having
Okay.
the gangrene.
So what's going to happen here is one woman has testified to this. The others are going to come up and testify to confirm this, and then say we all saw the same thing. We all know what Harvey Weinstein's dick looks like. To me, I don't really know how much weight that holds because I'll tell you why. Later on here, they talk about the surgery and the noticeable scarring, which is fine. And this will be visible in photos shown to the court during the trial.
Oh, man.
If you're Harvey Weinstein, dude, and you've got to sit there with a whole courtroom of people looking at your penis, balls, testicles, and everything else, because they did this, the last time they did this was for Michael Jackson. They made him take off all of his clothes, take a picture of his penis and genitals for the child rape case. Yeah. And then they showed those all over the court. So the same thing's going to happen to him here.
I know, but like that doesn't necessarily prove that it's not consensual.
Right. And so
I'm wondering why.
Well, there's statements here that, wait, what did it say about the penis? He put his penis inside me, but it wasn't erect. Some of these are saying, and it's just like, all right, well, how's that possible?
I mean,
that one's a tough one.
I've tried it.
It's
okay. And then I want to read one woman's statement that I don't know how this helps your case. Okay.
Okay.
I don't really know how
helps
this
whose case.
Yours, like if you're you're the woman here,
okay,
who's just been wronged because she testified to this yesterday.
Okay.
Other descriptions, as she said, he undressed me, and I was fondling my breasts. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then he came all over my face.
Okay.
And I was shocked. I was terrified. I kept saying no, 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 no. You were fondling your breasts in front of him with his penis out, and you were shocked that he came on your face? Like,
it's always a shock. Not always, but it's never usually like, yep, let's do that.
Some people enjoy it, Jesse.
Yes,
some women really enjoy it.
Yes,
you know?
and there are porn stars that will have you believe that.
Well, there's a lot of great moms out there too that do it, you know, and
Yeah?
they love it. And,
Do they?
And they love it so much. And you know, some people are super into it. So
Yep.
and there's, I would say the numbers. Bob, do we have anything from Nate Silver on women who enjoy that in the bedroom?
It's
one of those things.
We have
like
a woman
a lot
here.
Of
Is that
other
a yay or a
things.
nay back there?
Like a lot of other things. If what? If you know what's happening?
She say if you know what's happening.
Yeah, and she said that because we never
Her
know it's
husband's
fucking.
here?
We never know it's fucking happening. So, yeah. Oh, we like it when we know it's happening, but you motherfuckers never let us know.
We'll ask him on Drinking Bro. Yeah, yeah.
You what?
I'm on Drinking Bro. It's not if your face is that close down there. There's a possibility it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Throw me a pair of glasses. You know what I mean? Throw me some shades.
I had hit in the shin with a baseball at practice. It was like I was pitching. I knew that was a possibility that was going to happen. You know, I was going to take a liner off the shin. I knew that was going to happen. So yeah.
Right.
But her saying I was fondling my breast in front of him, and then oh my God, he came all over my face, and I was super shocked. And I said no. It's like, well, I mean, it's not that one's probably going to be struck from the thing, right? Mm-hmm. Probably going to get that one out of there. Mm-hmm. The other woman, his penis was inside me and it wasn't erect. I don't know how that's possible. Probably strike that one as well. If I'm the other lawyers and I'm coaching these women, I'd probably strike those two and be like, hey, is there anything else? You got anything else? Because those two are we're going to kind of get those off of there. You got to remove those from the record. You know?
Yeah. I mean, those two things are like, you know, that doesn't feel, the facial, yeah. Mm-hmm. But his penis was inside me and wasn't erect. Doesn't feel like an aggressive assault.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, it depends. But again, look.
Hey.
Look.
Because the other
one's disputing that Weinstein is an
awful person.
Shit.
Yes, he's an awful person.
Creepus.
Now, the other one is Gavin Newsom's wife. Okay? Why she decided to come out and be in this suit right before midterms, I don't know. Right. Call it midterms. Right. She decided she was like, oh, shit, when is that? When are you guys testifying? Oh, fuck. Is that right before my husband's midterms? Yeah, I'm in that. Can you just remove the Jane Doe. I'll go ahead and go with Jennifer Newsom. Great. Yeah, print it. Now, this statement's weird to me too, okay? This is from her. This was, she said she met him in 2005, 17 years ago. She was a powerless actor trying to make her way in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. We're all powerless, Jennifer, okay? All of us. Every actor who goes out to LA, none of us have any power or, no one. You're all just kind of hoping to do shit. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Some might argue that women have power in that situation where it's like, you getting auditions from, yeah. So that one's weird to me. Where it was like, if you want to use that word to describe rape or a sexual encounter, fine. But you being a powerless actor.
That's what she's doing.
No. She's saying powerless actor just trying to make her way in Hollywood. So like
when talking about being assaulted or getting manipulated.
This was lured up to the room,
sure,
right?
Sure.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, that's a tale as old as time.
Right.
We all watched that Marilyn movie for 15 minutes, didn't we? On Netflix.
I think Holloway watched the whole thing.
Oh, he sure did.
Fuck.
Sure did.
Loving it. It was a comedy to him.
By the way, if you can get through the Marilyn Monroe movie on Netflix, you've won some free merch.
I mean, it is obviously amazing.
Holy shit.
It's obviously an amazing movie, right?
So I went
great
back.
Actors.
Hang on,
looks great.
You had a note. We had some dietsmoke.com, promo code DrinkerBros, 20% off. Some THC gummies, right? Mm-hmm. Had a THC gummy that night, usually do right before bed. Mm-hmm. Had one of those, popped it on in and watched it. And you had made the comment that she had a Spanish accent in some of the scenes, right? And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm pretty high right now, but I was like, no, I don't think so, right? Full disclosure. Went back a couple nights later and popped it back on. And you're right. There's scenes where she's popping in and out of a Spanish accent in that fucking thing. And I'm like, all right, I don't think we can give her the Oscar anymore. She looks like her.
Looks like her and was amazing. And mannerisms and how she was talking and stuff. But
how do you dip in and out of the accent? I mean, that's what happened to Costner for, what was the fucking...
Dances with... No, not Dances.
No, it was the other one.
Robin Hood.
Yes. Where he just gave up like 20 minutes into the movie and he was just like, hark, who goes there? Stop doing any form of British accent whatsoever.
One of my favorite movies
because you can see his asshole in it.
Yeah, the butt swim.
Yeah, the butt swim.
Yeah.
There's the rest of it, right? That got cut out of that.
Yeah, he turned over.
Right as he's turning over. Yep.
Well, they still show a backstroke, but there's a tree in front of it. But yeah, he definitely was like, hey, is that where you wanted the camera? And they were like, yeah, we wanted.
He wanted his dick he's always wanted his dick in movies.
I know.
We've talked about this on the show for years. He's always wanted that ding dong in movies. 8 cock scenes have been cut out of 8 different movies for Costner. In Robin Hood, if you go back and watch it, when he starts to do that backstroke in water, it must be amazing if he's in water and still wanted a fucking cock shot in there.
Right.
Doing a backstroke. I mean, just the position of a fucking wet penis.
Kind of going back and...
Yeah, bobbing above water.
I think that'll eventually, the last frame of Yellowstone as a series is just going to be his cock.
Has to be.
It's going to be him standing on his land. He's kept it safe from interlopers.
He's going to be singing a song from his band.
Yep. Yeah. Oh.
And cock under the
and then he dies underneath the tree. Yeah. Yep. And that would be a dream. Bob, it's odd you brought that up. I don't know how big of a Yellowstone fan you are.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, great. First episode ever, they made the hot girl, the daughter, in a tub scene. She was entirely buck naked. Homeboy, one of our listeners is like, yep, she sure was.
Yeah. I love her.
And everybody does, right? So I think that was to rope everybody in of like, oh shit, this is more than just your campy soap. You're gonna see some titties,
Right.
And I think people were in. And then the odd thing about it, so it's Paramount Plus. You and I were watching Reboot the other night, which is their new series comedy. Pretty good, pretty decent enough series. Same people who did Modern Family. It's decent. First scene in that, homegirl pulls out her tits, and I was like, oh shit. What the fuck, man? Surprised to see that because there was no need for that.
I like her too.
She's great. She's one of my favorites in everything she's in.
Well, she got new ones, and I think when you get like at a certain age, you get new ones and they look really good. Like you're down to be like, I'll pop one out.
It seems
and they're like,
as
okay.
if she asked.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it has nothing to do.
It did not have
with
to happen.
the show. It is a normal.
Who else did that?
Modern Family. Leslie Mann did it.
Leslie Mann did it.
Shit. Was it 40-year-old? What was the Paul
This
Rudd
is
one?
40.
This is 40. Yeah. I think she popped out her tits
It was
in that.
another one. She got
The one with Paul Rudd?
She got newer ones, and she was kind of like levitating into the room.
Mr.
with,
Skin
like,
would know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
look
yeah.
it up, Leslie Mann nude movie, it'll pop right up.
She may have done
for
a
you.
couple because she was quite proud.
Sure.
Should be.
Sure, but that was Paramount. But
kids.
Reboot Paramount Plus, and I was like, all right, cool. So they're luring people in. Episode 1 with some titties.
Oh, wasn't she? It was that stupid fountain movie.
Yes.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
They look great.
Oh,
And
yes.
see
yes,
that
yes,
like
yes,
levitate
yes.
that thing with like her
Yeah.
hair blowing and
Yep.
so
Yeah.
that's
Oh, that one. That
That's
was the one that I
the
remember.
change
Yeah.
up.
the change up. Yeah,
Okay. Yes. That's the one.
The teardrop, like that's just shape.
it's a good one.
Judd
it's a good
Apatow.
one.
God damn it.
Well,
know, right?
he's got the money to pay for that. Like, I mean, he probably went overseas for that. There's not a lot of people
Probably
that
for
can
the
do that
underarm.
here.
You don't want any scarring anywhere around
Exactly,
it. You want it
dude.
to feel
Yep.
real.
You don't want the nipple removed. You want to go through the armpit.
Yep, they don't do that in America.
Yep, they don't do that here. Probably went overseas for that, and and then stayed at a hotel in the south of France and just kind of
Yeah,
rehabbed.
it's that move right there, Bob, where you can. It's like they have a robe on, but like won't put it all the way on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Just
I mean,
slipping.
yeah.
So
my
great.
gosh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
That's
Like-
almost more erotic than just saying open chested.
It is, but it's to say that's how
Yeah.
we're suspending disbelief
Ooh, it's
in
lit.
that like that's how women walk around all the time. It's just like a boob's about to fall out.
Don't
at just
ruin this for me,
any
Don't
Jesse.
ruin this for
moment.
anyone, Jesse. Don't ruin this for anyone.
All righty.
It's a 96% male demographic on this network. Can we not? Let's know our audience here. That's how every girl walks around, all
I
right?
just want to say a lot
all
of
wanna be-
times when guys come in to visit,
They all want to be cum.
gals
They want
come
cum all
with
over their
them, so
face
that's-
all the time.
Yep.
And they want just tips out. Oh my God, it was cold out. I grabbed a sweater and it was a little too small. My
Especially
tits
after they're
popped out.
married. After they're married, they're just out more often.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All the time.
yes.
Once we're married, we just like can't tie our robe
Yep.
right
Heels in the kitchen for
ever.
no reason.
Yeah. Gosh, this darn robe.
Yeah, and we knew it. You know, we all know it, all right?
Yeah.
And that's what being married is. It
Yeah.
just gets better with time, where it's just like, oh my gosh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Strudels are ready. Oh my God, I'm wearing an apron.
Oh my gosh, this.
There's no T-shirt underneath. My tits
jeez.
popped out all over the toaster strudels. Oh my God, I got some icing on them. Can you lick them off?
Bacon
That's what
grease
being
just
married
fucking
is.
burning her skin.
Well,
No.
that happens too. You know,
Right.
You want a little spice on there.
Yeah, we do like to be
Burned.
half
physically.
naked when we're cooking dinner for
Well,
our
that's
family
cooking.
or breakfast or whatever it may be.
That's what cooking is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We've all seen Top Chef, all right? There's injuries all the time, and it's
Yeah.
part of cooking.
It's
okay?
more about the wardrobe malfunction in Top Chef, right?
Yes. And that's the part they don't
That
show you.
chef coat could just pop right open.
That's
at
a
any-
sure could.
That's a great new idea. It's Top
Fuck
Chef.
yes.
All
But
females.
in-
Topless chef.
Yes.
That's it.
No, but not quite topless. It's just the coat.
Topless chef.
It's just the coat that they give them is kind of like this robe, where it's like if you can keep it on while you're cooking, good for you. But once you're in the thick of it,
Yep.
something's gonna
Or a baggy
pop
apron.
out.
Just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
baggy
yeah.
apron.
Yes,
and
Martha
no
Stewart apron style.
undershirt, no
Right,
bra.
right,
and it's
right.
like, oopsies.
Yeah.
It's the Christmas episode. We're all making Christmas cookies. My titty popped out and knocked over the snowman.
Can we order 8 episodes of that right now?
Man, topless chef. My God, dude. It would be gangbusters. Could you imagine?
Why'd you put the emphasis on less? Top less?
Top less, because there's already a Top Chef.
Oh, okay.
So you know how they always do it, where they do the next word is down. It's kind of slanted down in red letters. Top less chef, and you're like, oh, funsies. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just a nice little play on words, Jabes. And that's just, an exec meeting.
Yeah.
So if you want in, fine, you can get on the ground floor. But if you don't, you don't. All right?
I don't like robes.
Yeah? You're not a big robe person?
Not a robe person.
Yeah. I've never seen you wear one at a hotel.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You've never taken it off the hook.
No.
Yeah. Why is that? Because you're worried about everybody else using that robe at one point or another and they don't wash it?
Yeah, I mean, I do know from, I forget what that, it's like a Hotel Confidential book or whatever. Heads in Beds or something like this. I do know that there's certain things in the room that they do not wash.
Okay.
They go sheets, pillows,
They
towels,
don't wash the comforter.
obviously. They don't wash the comforter.
Yeah, and they don't wash that robe.
Right.
Yeah. Damn it, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but also, I'm just not a robe person.
I'll bang my junk around in a robe occasionally if I'm out. Depends on what hotel it is, where it's just like, all right, cool, man. This feels like a nice robe. I'm not going to do it at a janky hotel where it's like that material that's not really comfortable anyways, where you're just like, shit. So I won't bang my junk around in that. But a nice one, yeah, sure, I'll bang my junk around in a little bit,
Yeah.
Put on those slippies they give you.
Yeah.
Crack the plastic on those slippies that come right out, and you're like, all right, cool. Because you have to open the plastic. Now, if there's slippies that are just in there, unwrapped in plastic, I don't touch those things because that's disgusting.
Right.
But if they're in plastic, sure, I'll pop them out. Speaking of slippers, you know what I wish would make some? Ghost Bed from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. What if they made some slippies, Jades?
They should.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Damn it.
Little slip around Sally's.
Oof, those would be nice. My God, they would be really nice.
My God.
My God, dude. I got to call Rich today from Ghost Bed. I got to call Rich.
Be like, how long for the slippers?
That, and then somebody wrote a comment in Drinking Bros, and I'll respond later. I saw right before we went on air that they were like, Ghost Bed. I had a problem with the Ghost Bed. It said it would hold 1,000+ pounds or 1,000 pounds, and it's not true. And I was like, man, what'd you guys do on the bed? How many people were in the bed?
Right.
And that it broke the adjustable.
Right.
It's like, how many? If it says it's 1,000, it's 1,000.
I've had 4 personally.
You've had 4 people in a bed?
In the Ghost Bed, in the adjustable base.
Okay. And you were fine, right?
I was.
What were their weights?
Were they dainty like you?
Yeah.
Some were not.
Because you're what, 145, 150?
5'2", 5'3"?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a Lord of the Rings thing.
All right, yeah. So it was a bunch of dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of elves run around in the ghost bed. And that's nice. But yeah, man, if there's a weight thing on the bed, there's nothing I can do about that. So it was a really funny post, and I was like, oh shit, but it was real. And I was like, oh, and they wanted to return it after that. And I was like, man, how do you call customer service and be like, look, I think it said 1,000 pounds, and I think I might have gone over or just underneath it.
Right.
I don't know how that convo goes, but I will find out. I promise you that. But I read it, and the comments were hilarious underneath it. They were like, how much you guys weighing in these days?
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know them. But I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to find out, and I'll get back to you on that. But it made me smile today, and I will definitely ask about it. At ghostbed.com/drinking bros. They got everything in there, James. They got the sheets. They got the adjustable bases. They got the weighted blankets. And right now, it's chilly here in Austin today. It's nice.
Not right now.
It rains last night. Is it not right now?
I'm sure it's 80 already, right?
No, I heard today is like a high of 75. 75. It was cold this morning when I took the kids to school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like 50. I had to throw on this thing, and I was like, all right, cool. Ghostbed.com/drinking bros. 40% off the adjustable base package. And I guess it holds 1,000 pounds. So,
Yeah. So be careful.
Be careful if you're...
They have tested that to the pound.
Tested it out. Just know that. But you get the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. We have it. We've had it for years. zero problems there, but we've never gone over 1,000 there.
No.
No, Jabes refuses, so, but at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a 60-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, as long as you have decent credit at ghostbed.com/drinkingbros. And when you check that box, all the deals that I mentioned are applicable with that, and you can walk out of there with a brand new, beautiful, oh yeah, daddy, oh fuck yeah, daddy, mattress set for $25 a month. And that's nice at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. What do we got up next, Jabes?
Hard AF seltzer.
Let's go. We're in 100 stores in Tennessee. I have a call with Texas. I know Florida just placed an order too.
Hello, Texas.
Hi, Texas. My name is Ross. Would you like to hear about my Hard AF seltzer? It's 8%, no carbs, no sugars, gluten-free. Gluten, if you care about that. New flavors are coming out in a couple weeks too. It's amazing. So online stores down while we stock it up with the new flavors. They got hit by the hurricane. So full disclosure, they're down there in the Fort Myers area. So they got hit. I know this because I got off the phone. I had a phone call this morning and 17 orders were damaged. The warehouse got flooded out. There was only like 17 left, I guess, from the last thing. So it was like, hey, customer service sent out an email and said, we can send you the old ones or you can have the new flavors, and everybody wanted the new flavors. So great. But we'll be stocked up here in a couple weeks. Maybe like 7 or 8 days actually. And you're good to go there. In the meantime, we have a store locator in Tennessee on hardafseltzer.com. All you have to do is type in your zip code, no matter where you're at in the country, and it'll give you the closest store. Anywhere. If you're in Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia's super easy. Go to Chattanooga. So is Alabama. North Carolina, if you want to head on over to Knoxville. And we're in all Total Wines, Beard and Beer Markets, Shifty's has got them. Jack Brown's Bar in Chattanooga. You name it, we're there. In Nashville was wild, man. We were in like fucking 21 stores or something like that. Rolling around Nashville. I was like, oh shit, this is fucking dope, dude. And it's killing it. Thank you guys so much. Regular price. Recession's here. You can buy the 4% bullshit if you want, or you can just get the 8% for the same goddamn price and get super fucked up and wish away this administration. And that's what I hope you do. I really do. And I'm encouraging you to get blackout drunk because that's all we have left in this cruel, dark world, damn it. Go to hardafseltzer.com and get you some of those 8%. Dog. Dane Cook.
Yes.
Been doing a lot of podcasts lately.
He has. He's really just, and I think he's either got a special or working on a new.
Yeah, what is it?
Hour.
What is it? I was listening to one
His
the other
upcoming
day.
Comedy special, Dane Cook, Above It All. Has it come out yet? I'm not sure. But basically, super funny. Like, he's just laughing off the age difference. He just laughs it off. And he says, you know, if we can't laugh about it, then nobody else will be able to laugh about it.
Is he, are people bringing this up in podcast interviews to him?
No.
Or is he bringing it up?
No, he's just, I'm sure, reading all the comments and articles. And I'm sure on his, like on this article alone, I think there was like 400 comments on this BuzzFeed article. And every single one was, bro, what the fuck, you know, pedophile, groomer. What do you mean we're supposed to laugh at this? No one's laughing. Like, it's real fun that you want to be like, we don't care. And it's like, yeah, that's usually.
We don't care as a couple? Is that what he's saying?
Sure, but she's not the one talking.
Right,
so
right,
he doesn't care. He's laughing it off. And he's telling us that they also joke about it. She's not saying anything. She's not speaking out.
Right.
She's not talking
about it. Is she
about
famous?
No, but I'm just saying it's an interesting dynamic to have the 50-year-old, you know, comedian, in quotes, tell everyone it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Like him being the one saying it's fine. is probably not who we want to like hear from that it's fine.
When
you know what I
he
mean?
posted on Instagram with those 14-year-olds that we just have game nights.
Yep.
And
that's where he met her when she was 16, 17.
And tons of snuggles.
Tons of snuggles and just like fun times
game
and
nights
joking.
and tons of snuggles, you know?
Giorgio's about to defend him.
Is he?
Again.
Not at all. I was just going to say that they met each other when they were 17. There's a picture of the game night of like 30 of them, like all kind of posed together.
Yeah, she was
17.
16 and 17 is when she was going to the game nights. And he apparently waited. And, you know, the first sign of some kind of weird behavior is when a guy has to repeatedly remind you that he waited until she was 18. That alone is just a weird statement.
He waited.
Right?
You know, he waited.
And he has to keep letting you know, hey, I didn't do anything until she was 18.
My penis didn't go inside her until her 18th
Until she was 18. Was I grooming her before that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Was she born at 8:30 p.m. the following day? Yes, but we still had sex at midnight because technically that was the day she was born, and who cares?
Yeah.
Did we have sex at 12:01? We sure did.
Right. He's trying to do just this real fun thing where he says it's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, it's fine. And then we're all supposed to go, oh, okay, well, if you think it's fine, who do I want to hear that it's fine? From her, maybe her dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mom, something like this. I want to hear like that everyone involved, it's all good and fucking normal, right?
Yeah.
Not just from the 50-year-old guy.
Jesse, I don't see any problems.
Sure, I bet you don't. I bet you don't. I bet you don't. And then he also saying that he has jokes in his act. So he's like, I think it's funny. I think it's great. Her and I are great. I'm putting jokes about it in my new special.
Okay.
Right?
You can heal through laughter.
Right.
Laughter is healing.
You can normalize through gaslighting and laughter, right?
Yes.
So once in a while, this is the joke from the hilarious, groundbreaking comedian, Dane Cook.
All right, let's hear it.
Once in a while, I'll say to myself, where have you been all my life? And then I realize she wasn't alive for the first 28 years of it.
It's actually great. It's actually great. I love it. I love it.
You would not feel weird.
I love it. I love it's.
If
it's just,
you heard that in in a club where he's like trying, because like the picture of him doing it is like it's one of a like black curtain club.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like.
Yep. Yeah.
It's fine.
Totally fine.
It's fine. I did nothing wrong.
So like, what is she? That would make her 22 now?
She's 23.
Oh, she's 23. Okay. Yep.
And like we talked, like
50,
we
right?
talked 50, like 50. We talked about before, he had said in the Instagram post when he first announced this, like there wasn't going to be anything wrong with it because this was totally normal. We're laughing it off. We're laughing all the way. To what?
Just jokes.
Just jokes. It's just jokes and funny. She's my best friend, he says. She's my best friend.
Yeah.
50-year-old and 18-year-old. Best friends.
Yeah.
They just get into deep, deep conversations about...
That is life.
Reagan.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about Ronald Reagan.
Clinton. That's a big one.
Probably Carter.
Trickle down.
Yeah, probably Carter. He was alive for Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And so when he first made the post, like I said before, it was like we've been dating for years, and then
he grew up watching the Jeffersons.
Every comment under was like, hope it wasn't more than 5 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you've been dating for years, my longtime girlfriend kind of thing.
Yep.
Everyone was like, hope that long time doesn't equal, you know what I mean, more than this. And he's like, nope, it was exactly that.
Sure was.
And then he came out and was like, you're right, guys. It's exactly that many years.
Yep. I don't
know. I just don't really want this to die. And it seems like it kind of is. And he's coming out with a special and he's doing all these podcasts of people that I wouldn't think that he would be on their podcast. So
isn't that what you have to do?
What?
I think you if you're him, right? That's probably if you want to come back and do all the things in public still, right? To get ahead of it, you do all the things about it, and kind of like Louis C.K. is doing right now with him jacking off in front of people, right?
Now, the difference between that is that came out. He apologized or didn't apologize, whatever, was canceled. Everything was taken away. Yeah. And
Guys,
now, in order to come back, he has to, what?
We have someone here who may have been friends with Dane Cook as a 14-year-old on MySpace in the studio.
Shut up.
The girl?
Is that true?
I don't.
Before he was famous, when he was first,
when he was first starting?
still fat.
Yeah. No fucking way. And what did he say to you at 14?
Well, I mean, he just friended me. I don't know.
Oh,
He just friended
God.
you? At
How
14
old
years
was
old?
he? How old would that make him?
Yeah, how old would he have been?
I'm almost 33 now.
All right, you're 33 now, so
30.
Oh,
He would have been
shit.
30-ish.
He was
would've been
30,
30.
and he was friending. Now, were you into like gaming or anything like this? You
Did
were
you live in
literally
LA?
just. You were
You live in
literally
LA.
just a 14-year-old girl.
Living in the world. Holy shit, dude.
Okay? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is going to come out.
Maybe
and
they
he
had
can
the
do
same
all of the
interests.
fucking podcasts he wants, and I could like not talk about it, but just like Ilaria Baldwin, I will not let this thing just fade away.
Was One More Time by Daft Punk your song on MySpace? Maybe he was a fan of that.
It was probably Cable Car.
Or it was like, where is my mind?
The Fray.
Cable
Yeah.
car. Is that it?
Yes.
I just think,
Yeah.
and I think he's been, I think in some ways Dane Cook has been a problematic and not beloved, right? And so it's one of those things where you go, there's always been something up with that guy.
So,
And
From what I
eventually
remember,
it's
though,
going to come out.
MySpace, from what I remember, that was different, where it's like if you followed a band or like a comedian, they would just follow you back. It wasn't like a weird thing. So I don't know if that's like.
did you follow Dane Cook first?
I think he friended me.
She said no, he friended me.
Did he message you? I mean, was there
Yeah.
any?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, again, maybe he was just cool with, your Pac-Man. Like,
Team
he was
follow
just-
back.
Yeah, team follow back. So here was Dane Cook's shit, right?
Thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
See,
crazy. What a crazy story.
she has corroborated both of my things this episode.
Yeah, she sure has.
She has.
She sure has.
If we know about it,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
So
Were you developed then, like ahead of everybody else? So maybe he was just he was like, well, I'm kind of getting ahead of the curve, like before she's 18. She's kind of laying the groundwork.
no, I think the definition of grooming is getting ahead of the
That's what I'm saying.
curve.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
getting ahead of the curve, getting ahead of your mind being developed, right? Like that's the whole point of it.
So here's the thing about Dane Cook. I'll give you the good and the bad. There's not much good. Good-wise, comedians will have him on his show because you were asking why he's on everybody's podcast. That was the first one who used social media to explode and was doing arenas that all your favorite comedians talk about today, selling out arenas, doing arenas, all that other shit.
That's great, but
But here's, I don't think they really know the backstory of Dane Cook. They know of him because those guys came after him. So like Dane Cook was before all your favorites, right? It's kind of. And there was this level of respect among comedians of like, oh shit, that Circle tour, whatever it was, where he was in the middle and he was doing, a sold out arena with that much energy for an hour and a half. Like a lot of people were like, including myself, I was like, holy shit. I didn't think this was possible for a stand-up comedian to do this, like for real. Now that's the positive. Now the negative is he was a complete asshole to literally everyone in town, everyone around him. He had people banned, blacklisted at every club.
yeah, what I was
like,
just going to say is like we know all that. Everyone who knows Dane Cook knows that entire thing that you just said. That's
Sure.
that's not like an insider track at all.
It's not. No, but here's where I'm going with this.
Every single comedian that you're saying that I like or whatever has a bad story
Right.
about Dane Cook coming up. Every single one of them.
So here's where I'm going with this. If they wanted to, right, they could bury him live on air. So if it was all your favorite comedians, the exact story you just said, they could bury him live on air. Why aren't they is the question.
There's, as of right now, nothing hard evidence. Like, yeah, she's 18.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, I guess.
Unless this girl, wises up in maybe 10 years when he's cheating on her with someone that's way younger, and then she starts to come out and really talk about what happened. Until that time, there's, who else is going to...
If you're married at 50 to somebody that young, it usually sticks forever. Like, there usually isn't a thing to go back from at that point.
Yeah, but usually if you're super into a specific age your entire life, right? It doesn't magically change at 50. So what I'm saying is she's going to get older. His interest has always been 16, 17, 18.
But he left enough space to grow, okay? When you marry that young, she's still got another 10 years before she's old, right? And then he's like, all right.
Doesn't matter.
But he'll be 60 at that point.
We're not talking about like just guys liking younger girls.
I'm not saying,
this is
but
someone
I understand.
Who specifically is attracted to 16, 17, 18. Now look, when he's 30, he liked 14-year-olds, right? So you're right. He has grown a couple years. In 20 years of his life, his attraction has moved up. But that's not going to change. It's not going to magically change. I even think 5 years. He's going to be like, well, let me start having those parties again or whatever.
Yeah.
You cool with this, babe? Like, and
Do you think
she's
it's
like,
going to be an Adam Levine sitch where he's hitting people up on Instagram?
I don't know how it's going to come out, but he's definitely going to be doing something. Okay. She's going to get pissed or whatever, and she's going to fucking talk about it. Not right now, because she's way too brainwashed. She's been with him since she's 17. So it's going to take a couple years for her to be like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And again, we're not hearing from her. We're hearing from the 50-year-old going, it's all cool. We are all good. Don't even look over here.
They're in wedded bliss right now, Jabes.
I don't know if they're married yet.
Are they not?
They're engaged.
They're engaged, okay. Well, they're engaged to be engaged, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Anyways, this has been I Will Not Let It Die segment. I'll probably do Ilaria next week. We're just not gonna. We're not gonna just forget about this shit, guys. Okay.
Let's move on to Ilaria and Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
Posting what is probably I'm really gonna go out on a limb here. Okay. I'm gonna say this is the top 5 worst Instagram posts of all time. Would you say that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say top 5.
Pull up
the
Alec
other
Baldwin's
4,
Instagram.
The other 4 are going to go to his wife. So yeah, but within the family, they've got the top 5 worst, I bet.
Pull up Alec Baldwin's Instagram.
So I thought this was a joke.
So did I. I thought it was not a real
meme.
like a joke account.
Never
I thought it was
forget.
a joke account.
Never forget. Ooh, did he take
Scroll
it down?
Scroll down.
He
Scroll
took it
down.
down, looks like.
No.
It's
No,
right
no,
there.
no.
There it is, Bob.
No, with her holding the camera.
Yep. Boom. Pop that over.
Wow, they leave this shit
Yes,
up,
dude.
too. Like, they double down.
Yeah. 1 year ago today, ...
I killed this person.
I killed this bitch. Like, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Calm down.
That's basically what he's saying.
Don't.
James, that's basically what he's saying, dude. That is
Allegedly.
fucking insane. No. It was confirmed by forensics. He pulled the trigger. The FBI
No, I
confirmed
was
it.
saying your sentence.
Right?
What I was saying, he's saying 1 year ago today,
He probably,
I killed this person. This isn't
that's what he's
usually
about to
how the 1 year ago's work.
Is that weird? I mean, pop that up one more time. Like, I mean, people underneath it are like, are you fucking joking?
Can we take this to the gallery? What do you guys think? Is this horrible?
About posting this? Yes.
I'm just asking them.
This is what happens. I think he's just using social media like an old guy.
Yeah,
You know what
you
I mean?
think?
Totally unaware of
Yeah.
what he's posting.
There's no way.
And he's posting and ghosting because if he
but his post
heard
is-
anything.
His post is his wife is fucking 30. She knows better.
Does she?
Okay.
She's proven to not know better. But go ahead.
Devil's avocado.
Yeah.
Devil's avocado.
Yeah.
Could he not post this? Would they have came for him if he just like let that day go without some sort of
Yeah, he can. You know what he
don't
can
need to
do?
fucking post
No,
it.
you
What are
don't.
you talking
You know what
about?
he can do?
No.
He can like the husband's post. Now, even that would be weird too, huh? No, he needs to just not.
But
He needs to let.
Would there not be an article that is mad at him? Would there not be outrage of Alec Baldwin ignoring or not?
Oh, you know what? Possibly.
Who cares? But Giorgio, if
Possibly, Georgia.
for whatever terrible reason, a terrible accident happens, I get shot in studio, and I die, and I see my photo on the Drinking Bros account a year later,
Right.
Yeah.
I will hunt you all.
Oh, you don't want us to put 1 year later?
No.
And then just a photo of you?
No,
You sure?
please don't.
I mean, I would have done it probably.
We're gonna have fucking T-shirts sold. Yeah, we're exploiting the shit out of it.
And I will just start lights will start falling from the ceiling.
Bring it at this point. I'm totally fine with it, actually.
Ross
And
is
I
like,
think
I
that
wish it would happen. I
goes-
wish it would happen now. Fuck.
That goes for everyone in the studio, including us.
Right.
Like, if any of us possibly die, like, turn that into money.
Correct. You know what else happened 1 year ago today? The last thing I saw before I went under in the coma was Alec Baldwin killing that girl. And I was like, oh, shit. I remember reading on my phone. I was like, no fucking way. This is going to be a crazy story. Gone. So, yeah, monetize the shit out of it. Make fucking balloons, T-shirts, pins, all of it. Like, monetize the shit out of it. Now, if you're Alec Baldwin, the weird thing to me is he's going back to shoot this movie. And her husband's the EP. They're going to do it. They did move the location, so they thought it would be a little tasteless.
Yeah, they moved it to LA.
To LA, so they're not going to do it there anymore, which
So that people. So
Don't
that
freak
nobody
the fuck
dies.
out.
No, so that nobody dies. I mean, look, when you shoot in LA, it's very rare for guns to go off and, they're not to be medical on set. So, yeah, I think they're moving it to a safer location.
yeah, but that's a weird post. I mean, talk about tone deaf. What the fuck? I wouldn't have known that was a year ago today. Would you? It's not like I'm marking my calendar of like, oh man, that's when did Alec Baldwin murder that girl?
I
That
think
was a
he
year ago.
remembers.
Oh yeah, he obviously remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody else, the way the news cycle goes, people forget. Like a week, 2 weeks later,
Sure, maybe.
a year later, they're not. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I would never have remembered this. That was a year ago. Not one thing.
You know
would
what
have
I'm going to put? I'm going to find out how many years ago it was that Ilaria did that. How do you say cucumber?
been- Yeah.
And I'm just going to post this.
Once a year.
I think it's like 10, maybe 12 years ago today or something
Yeah.
like
On the
that.
was it on the Today Show?
Yeah.
You should remember that. Remember that day? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the caption again? What did he put on there?
He put
1 year ago today. Yeah.
yeah.
So you could just go by year for every time she pretended to be Mexican live on air. That would be
Spanish,
fucking rad.
yeah.
Whatever, man. Yeah. Tomato.
Yeah, cucumber.
Yeah, cucumber. Oh, la cucarachas. Ooh, la cucaracha.
She wasn't asking how to say
Ay,
cockroach.
Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. You know? Mm-hmm. Limpia la mesa. Clean the table. Like, who knows, dude? It's like, yeah.
For $100,000 a day, you can get that, right?
Sure can.
Yeah.
Sure fucking can, my friend. Sure can. But, yeah, that was tasteless. And he doesn't give a shit. That guy is just checked the fuck out of life, dude. It's nuts. And part of me admires it. Like,
Yeah.
what goes on up there that there's just no thought to anything in life? It's great. It must be great to where you just don't have to care about murdering people and then just posting about it. It'd be like if OJ just posted, 26 years ago
He
today.
does, doesn't he?
And it's a photo
I
of his
think
wife.
he does that shit. Seriously.
Hello, Twitter world.
Do you
I don't
see
know
who-
if he's on the gram.
Do you see who the first comment is on Alec Baldwin's post, by the way?
No,
oh my
who is
gosh.
it?
It's Leslie Jordan.
No.
Shut up.
Stay strong, my friend.
Oh
Thinking
my
about you and all those
God.
affected by this terrible accident.
fucking way, dude. It was 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, no. And he's
Murked.
dead? That was his last fucking social media post was on Alec Baldwin murdering someone.
Sweet Leslie.
Sweet Leslie. If you don't know who Leslie Jordan is, pull him up. Endless memes, videos forever and ever and ever. He's a great actor.
Also, Bob just did a flawless.
Yeah,
Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan. Pull up. I'm about to bust. Pull up that one, Bob.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, just.
I love him still.
Ooh,
Look.
I'm about to bust. Yeah, it's this guy. Pop it up on the screen for everybody. There we go.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust. And I still can't say anything. It's good news, though. But the studio, of course, wants to make the announcement. I can't say who. Because one time, listen, I announced without knowing it. They asked me, is Will and Grace coming back? I said, it is. Well, I didn't know for sure. Well, I got in big trouble with everybody over there at Will and Grace for running my big yap. Another time I was at Boston Pride. They said, what's up next, Mr. Jordan? This years ago. I said, I'm going to be on American Horror Story with Lady Gaga. Well, they hadn't announced her yet. Ooh, I got in trouble then, too. It didn't matter about me announcing, but to announce Lady Gaga. So I can't announce anything, but it's coming. Ooh, I'm so happy. Wait till you hear, honey, you'll shriek.
I love him so much.
I know. He was awesome, man. And he died. Crashed his car into a building. Turns out he had a heart attack and crashed his car into a building on Cahuenga, actually.
That's fucking
you know where it is.
horrible way to go.
And here's what's even sadder is this morning they said that he had shortness of breath and he had booked an appointment with a cardiologist, but the appointment wasn't until next week. So he
Damn.
You know, it's not like one of those people who's like, oh shit, I didn't know, and then like he knew and
was
made
about
the proper, all right, great, I'll go in and see somebody and try to figure this out, and then boom, had a heart attack and crashed into a building and died. Yeah, crazy.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm about to bust. Big fan of that guy though. He was always funny as shit.
Yeah.
So
he's got like a dark past too, which makes him even.
Oh, I don't know about the dark past.
Oh, he's been in jail and.
That guy?
Yeah.
For what?
Maybe Bob look it up, but I think it was something maybe drinking. I don't know.
Okay.
But he was definitely in jail and
so
had some shit.
You and I, because I was thinking about the last thing we saw him on, and I was like, oh shit, we were watching that show. There is a terrible show on Fox, and it's Blossom. And she's got the cat, and then she lives above a restaurant, and then she runs this restaurant during the day.
I think it's called I Am Cat or something.
Is it really? Whatever. So it turns out that show kept going, and they shut down production because he died, obviously, and he was one of the leads on that show. But it was like, oh, fuck. I didn't know that was going, and that's your last show? Was that piece of shit? Like,
but that was kind of a comeback for him. Like, he wasn't doing, after Will and Grace, didn't really do much. And then during the pandemic, kind of he was posting 2 times a day. And everyone just fell in love with him again. And so he got something from that. Got it. Whatever. It was, I'm sure he had fun with it. And he was just happy to be working again.
Yeah, for sure.
He shared a cell at one point with Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. And he was arrested several times for like drugs and stuff. I don't think he did any like hard time, but
I think it was like drunk in public, disorderly, those kind of things. But I mean, he spent time. Like, he was in a cell.
Like county, maybe, type of thing. Yeah.
Not just like drunk tank or whatever. He was in there. Which, again, to me, makes you just that much more endearing, interesting, awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Man, that's a crazy one.
Yeah.
But it turns out this morning they said, he had booked an appointment with a cardiologist and all that stuff. But it wasn't until next week. And missed it by a few days. Fuck, dude. That's weird, huh?
No,
I didn't know about the drugs.
Beloved.
Well, I mean, that's got to be hardcore drugs to go to prison like that, right?
I think it was a time when, like Robert Downey Jr. he wasn't selling drugs or anything like that. He was just doing them and
he ended up in a child's crib. And
that's what I mean. So it's something where you're
house.
doing drugs, you're not really hurting anybody, but you're a problem.
Okay.
And, neither one of them, and especially Leslie Jordan, didn't have the money or fame to get out of that. So it's like you're a normal drug offender. You're not, again, you're not trafficking, you're not selling or anything like that, but you're getting caught doing drugs.
It was always
and
strange
being
to
a
me.
problem many times.
It was always strange to me that Robert Downey Jr. went to jail for drugs. I was like, just have him go to rehab. Who cares?
Right.
It was weird. It's fucking weird to me. You know what else is weird? I was watching the Monday Night Football game last night. Obviously, Peyton Manning and Eli have their Manning cast, which is a blast. I mean, it's must-see TV every time it's on. And they have stacked guests. Like, it's always like the best guests where you're like, holy shit. And they have like 90 of them on throughout the show. So last year, they asked Peyton Manning who his dream guest would be. And he said Barack Obama. And like, I don't really know why or if that's a joke or whatever. I didn't think, let's face it, Peyton Manning, a Barack Obama fan, that's not two that I put together.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, I was watching it last night. I didn't know this was going to happen. He just popped on screen. And I was like, shit. Because like I was watching it and Vince Vaughn was on first. Vince Vaughn was funny as shit. And he was talking about the Rudy story. And he had a really great... Vince Vaughn, by the way, looks great. Like, really good. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he's been looking good.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
Like, he's ready to do Wedding Crashers again. Where he's just like, let's fucking go, dude. They just... God damn it. I just don't make those movies. They don't make comedies anymore, but whatever. Those were the best. That was kind of when it ended for me, where I was just like, those were the best, right? All those Vince Vaughn movies were great to me. And he was kind of describing some of the scenes, like the football scene. He actually used Peyton and Eli's like terminology for the football scene and all that stuff. And he goes, that was after you guys. And then they played the clips side by side, and it was fun. And Vince Vaughn was, Vince Vaughn, it was great and everything else. And then Barack Obama pops up. You're like, wait, what the fuck? And he was the next guest on. Now, I went on to read this later that was their dream guest to be on the Manning cast. The problem is, have you ever heard an interview with Barack Obama?
Yes, we've talked about this on the show.
They go forever. Like he very still in his words. Still to this day. Not that there's anything wrong with him. He still sounds great and all that stuff.
It's not. It's just
it's good for a podcast.
He's done enough podcasts at this point. You gotta keep the flow.
He's done enough of his brackets where he goes chalk.
Yeah. Well, the problem is on this, you have commercial breaks, and live football is live football. Somebody calls a timeout, you're going to a commercial. Like that's what it is. So the two of them just got stuck in these Barack Obama stories forever.
Just sitting there like.
Yep, and you can't cut off the presidents.
God, that's what it's gonna turn into.
It was funny to watch, and I was like, man, how could that have been your? And because after reading it later, I was like, how could that have been your dream guest? He's gonna tell a story that's 30 minutes long, and that's just not for television, bro.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think he's done enough podcasts, and then his podcast with Springsteen. Like at a certain point. You got to get it, right? Like you can't just have it be your first time every time.
It wasn't last night.
Okay.
And the stories went on forever. But the guests that these guys are able to get, I was like, what?
Right.
Vince Vaughn and Barack Obama. Yeah, it was wild. I was like, holy shit. But those guys are killing it. Jesus, man. I mean, it's gnarly.
Well, they're funny. They're nice. They're beloved.
Oh yeah. And the fact that you can get them on ESPN too, like it's crazy to me that you can get Barack Obama.
It's weird. Well, I'm just saying with like Peyton and Eli, like it's weird that people that kind of dorky and stiff are as hilarious as they are.
Oh, you know who said that last night?
It's magic.
You know who else was their other guest last night?
Who?
Bill Burr. And he said it live on air. He goes, by the way, it pisses me off how fucking funny you guys are.
How funny you guys are.
And he goes, it pisses me off. And he said it on air, and it was classic Bill Burr.
There's just like a self-aware and a timing that's just a tiny bit off, but perfect, right? It's amazing to me.
It is. And if you watch Peyton, he's just so pissed off that he's not playing in these games, and he'll just be like, God damn it. Why did you do that? And he'll just say that.
Yeah, I do like when he gets like
just
a little
like a
riled
fan.
up.
Yeah, he's always riled up. God damn it. Why did you do that? Why did you throw that ball? Like, you see the guy. He was cutting right, not left. I mean, it's just him getting fired up, too, is hilarious, and it's amazing. And if you were betting with us on my bookie last night, well, we lost all of our money on that. Chicago Bears won that game last night too. So, you know.
The Bears.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think you picked him, right?
I did.
You were the only one out of the whole panel yesterday. And yeah, it was a strange game.
No, I said they'd cover too. I also said they'd cover.
Okay.
Okay,
well, they more than covered.
I didn't pick them to win. I didn't think they were going to win, but
Yeah, I mean, they won the game by like 20 points last night. It was crazy.
Okay.
It was crazy. But
Bob did too. Okay.
Why I bring this up, of course, why I bring this up is I think that's why the Manning cast and what McAfee's doing on college football is so important. Is if you're going to try to keep ratings and viewers and all that stuff, have entertaining people and guests, because at a certain point, the announcers just give up. Like there was a Thursday night game 2 weeks ago where it was Herb Street, who we love. Obviously, he's been on the show and everything else, and Al Michaels, and it was a 63 game. And Al Michaels lost his shit in the third quarter, and he was just like, if you're still watching it, you're watching the worst game ever played in the history of football, and you're just like, oh, shit. And I think that's why these guys are doing it, because they'll at least make it fun during a blowout, and last night was a blowout, and it was still fun. Like I hung around, watched all the guests. Vince Vaughn told the Rudy stories, and Bill Burr. Like they'll tell all the stories for whatever reason. The Mannings, they'll just tell them all the stories and be like, "Hey, this is great." So it's fun to watch,
Love it.
and I enjoy it. Even you, I think would like it.
What do you mean, even me?
You don't like football. You don't like watching football on television.
Right.
I think you would like it with these guys because it's like, oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
'Cause
Maybe.
the Rudy story was rad. Vince Vaughn played the quarterback in the movie, and they said they shot that final scene live on the field at halftime, and they had 2 takes. And he gets ready, he's all excited, runs out on the field, and the director grabs him and just says, "Hey, bud, we're gonna need you to go run out, get in the huddle, and then run off the field and get out of the way of the camera. So we're gonna bring in a real quarterback to make that throw." And he's like, I can do it. I'm ready to go. I can do the thing. And he goes, "We got 2 takes, Vaughn."
No.
He goes, "We got 2 takes, Vaughn. I'm gonna need you to get your ass off the fucking field."
Yeah, of course. Of course. Why would you want that pressure anyways?
I want it. I think it'd be awesome. Just to say you did it. Feel the emotion of a live crowd at a college football game.
Sure.
It'd be awesome. A lot of pressure, though.
A lot of pressure. I'd be like,
pressure.
yes, please. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I would be like, I could do it. I could do it. But for the sake of the movie, and yeah, man, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
Be real fun. Don't forget, kids, on Little Friday on Thursday, we're on Patreon.
And we will be
Video show.
dressed up in costume.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween.
This is
so if you want
Halloween.
to see our
Outfits, yeah.
costumes, which I'm not going to say what mine is. I don't think, have you said what yours is?
Well, I haven't said what mine is, but yours was a makeup from last year because I was in the hospital this time.
Right, you're going to have to watch on Patreon to see how well we do.
I think I was physically in a coma on Halloween.
Yeah. Yep.
Oof.
and don't forget that show's at 2:00.
2:00, yes.
2:00
Live.
live
Fake-
on Patreon.
We're pretty much live on Patreon every day at 2 with a different show from the network.
And then fake news will be at noon
Yep.
on
Yes.
the main channel.
On the
So
main
Trying
channel,
you'll
yeah.
to keep the main channel around noon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, so because
Yeah.
we know there's people who can't afford it, and so we'll have live shows every single day, and then sports is still sports. Those are live every 4 days a week or whatever they are. So that's on YouTube as well. But to keep the lights on and production going, we really need you to subscribe to Patreon. It's just $5, and it's Drinking Bros Podcast on Patreon. That encompasses all of our shows, and it helps keep everybody going because YouTube isn't giving us anything. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes. And then on Patreon starting next week, we'll have the return of Crime Corner.
Crime Corner will be back.
With
Yeah.
the It's Always the Husband series. We will do It's Always the Wife too.
Sure.
But we've got a couple It's Always the Husband. We listen to 911 calls.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So that'll be on Patreon Fridays. What is it, Giorgio, at noon?
Whenever you want it to be. But yeah.
We'll go noon Patreon Friday.
Okay.
Or 2. One of those.
Yeah.
You'll get a notification, please. Don't act like you won't.
Man, I got a weird story now. Remember I told you like weird things trigger from the fucking coma?
Oh,
Yeah. Weird things trigger from the coma where you're just like, oh shit. It was that one thing that I dreamed. Because you were awake every day and just living a shitty version of that day. Like, and I knew it was going on, right? But it was something slightly off. On Halloween, I had a dream that, whatever in the coma, whatever you want to call that dream, because they told me I was going to get out by Halloween, allegedly. In my mind, obviously, right?
Yeah,
And I definitely wasn't getting out. And I was like, well, what are you going to do? And you're like, well, I've got to take the kids out for Halloween, and I've got some friends in town. And it was the one friend of yours who would always fuck all those famous people.
The girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was like, she's coming in town, and she's bringing in her new husband, and then his friends or whatever. And I was like, who is his friends? And it was the guy from Sex and the City who was with Carrie all those years.
The Corbett?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah, John Corbett.
Oof, you better watch out. That plug would have been pulled.
Well, here's the thing.
Oof.
So in the coma, you had come to the hospital and you were like, hey, you were coming every day, you were coming to visit me and all that stuff. And you were like, look, I got to go and I got to get ready to take the kids for Halloween. And I was like, it's only noon. And you were like, yeah, but there's so many people and I got to make dinner and food and all this stuff or whatever. And it was like, all the people are there. And I was like, well, who are the people? And you're like, wow, it's so-and-so with so-and-so. And then John Corbett's going to be there. And I'm like, the guy from fucking Sex in the City is at our house?
And I said, can you go? Night.
And I was like, is he with his wife? And you were like, no.
I go, he's about to be.
You go, no, they're recently separated and divorced. And and I was like, where is he staying? You were like, oh, he's staying at the house with all of us. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? No, I got to come home for Halloween. And that's exactly what you said.
You need to calm down. Don't get your blood pressure up, your heart rate. Let's just chill it out, friend. And I will see you later. Boop, boop, boop. On your nose.
Yep, in this dream. In this whatever coma state it was in, the nurse had come in and she was like, oh, why are you so down today? And I was like, I don't know, man. The fact that I'm in a coma in a hospital, and my wife and kids are with John Corbett out for Halloween, and like you would tell me that he was making like the next day you were like, I was like, how was Halloween? You were like, oh, it's fine. It was super chilly, and he made this fire, and he chopped wood, like he chopped his own wood from the backyard, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you were like with an axe, and he was just chopping wood for all of us, and made this fire and all this shit. And I'm like, no fucking way is this going down. And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
And then he just like hung all the pictures, fixed some minor plumbing issues.
It was all the handyman stuff that I don't do that John Corbett was doing, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, he made me a chair. It was like crazy, like a wood, like just in the garage. Whipped it up.
It's a total true story. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? I got to get out of here.
Right.
And they were like, sir, you're not getting out of here for a long time. And I was like, you don't understand. John Corbett's making fucking fire with my kids that he's chopping wood.
I bet you said that to them. But it wasn't even Halloween when you said it. So
yeah. Whatever state that was in, though, that's where I was at. So, yeah, dude. When you said that, we're going to dress up this year, it's the costume from last year.
It is, but no one really
Nobody's seen it.
Saw it
Nobody's seen
because
I was gone.
Yeah, and it was a rough time for everyone.
Well, not for you. You were John Corbett, having fun, having fucking tea, Halloween spice pumpkin tea.
Realistically, we were having a little Halloween party at your house.
Yes, and literally just trying to like keep me from breaking down and hanging out with the kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was over there? Was Giorgio everybody?
Giorgio and his girlfriend / current friend. And right, Giorgio? Yep.
Okay, sure.
Still friends.
Sure. Yeah. Well, why
Still
not?
great. Why not?
Yeah,
why wouldn't you?
Why not?
But anyways, and then Joel came.
Yeah.
Dan.
Okay.
Brittany.
All right.
Kane.
All right. So John Corbett definitely wasn't there. Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure.
I didn't.
Trying to remember. Was he watching the movie in the front
I think he was outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was the thing. And I was like, holy shit. Weird story. Weird day. Subscribe to the podcast on Patreon for the video episodes. Audio's free. And over there, if you're over there, just leave a review on iTunes and Patreon, or not Patreon. What's the fucking Spotify? That's all they care. That's all the advertisers care about. Yeah. That helps as well. We appreciate all the support for Jesse Wiseman, aka the Jables. I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.
Good afternoon.